defilement. And based on one confession, apology for betuns our friend dear. Then every other person who has also confessed, say, oh, time I hear what we are saying, no, na ye kum nipa. Time I hear in G Christo in G, and na ye say, ni say ya. Then almost who ankayan tun san fremo. Because at the end of the day, there is something called that there is no status limitation on crime. Nikrakra say, if you commit a crime yesterday, last year, 15 years ago, and we did not know, but we get to know today, we wouldn't say that, oh, because the time you committed the crime, we didn't know, you are free. Oh, boy. You'll be grabbed. The law will deal with you. So the report said these people have said, say, oh, say, sadia. I saw four, you know, Musu American say, na me, yes, na me, yes. Or now about, I can say, oh, time I hear Dunsini, na me, yes, is almost yen. And one of the reference points out there, the news out there, is that, especially for Secretary, say, oh, Archbishop, once upon a time, I can say, na oye armed robber. Na say, wakasa ampadia, ye invite no, na imbesa no say, who did you rob? Where? With which arms? Na infant free. And yes, idea, the invitation to the self-confessed pedophilia, although right, are discriminatory. Now, why are people? You see, I wouldn't be a pretender. And I mean, can say Osasem na almost see Archbishop. I can't say I am Robert. No, mean to me, brain say minti da mate. Makai, but minti fi papa nano. No more mukano. Almost see the man said that was why his fingers got chopped off. Well, and you know, crew, because the Archbishop himself has said it several times during preachings, during interviews, I mean, in books, the reasons for which some of his fingers are incomplete. And the reasons Archbishop gave for why his fingers are incomplete, and yet I'm robbery as him. But Mati, I wouldn't pretend. Says I am no mean tida. Say a bimusi na oye armed robber. Na okoria ni armed robbery whatever no eno mu cheat in one of the incidents eno mu bu na chicha ninsa. And see me ba be bo audio bi. Sa audio no Papa Archbishop ankasa onwa nenum sem on the AC or losing the three fingers. Listen to it carefully. And as Archbishop nene brofo akesi. Just to set the record straight. One, I have read and I have heard the speculations and the reports. Say na or see or a armed robber. That was why the fingers. But I've not heard him personally say so, though. But what I've heard him say is explaining how his fingers went off. Then I now come to Councillor Lutrot and Socrates. I say, Mokra, you see, Maka, you deport and I'm Mokaya. Edin Sembi. So let us listen to what exactly Archbishop said on his three fingers.
So I started having all these hallucinations, hearing voices, and one time I was in my room and I heard voices and began to sense the presence of evil. And it was like I was overpowered by evil presence. And I could hear them. But I didn't see, but I could hear them. And then a voice said to me, in those days we didn't have standby generators and any of those things. So when your light went off, you lighted a candle. So I had a candle and a match in my room. So the voice said, light the candle. I did. And he said, place your right palm on the flame. And it didn't make sense, but it was as if I could not resist the power of the voice. And so I placed my right palm on the flame, and that is the result of this. I could see the flesh, opening up and the bones popping out, and blood was all over the place. My lips were sealed, but I couldn't resist the command, and my hand was on the flame, and my hands was roasting on the fire, and after a long time, the pain was unbearable, so I screamed and I shouted, and I think the security heard and called for help. So they came and broke my door, and when they came, took me out, all the fingers were gone. And I ended up at the hospital for 4 months with all kinds of procedures and things to help me, and I will run out of the ward. They have to arrest me, bring me back, put me in chains, inject me to get me to be calm, to sleep, and I was having all kinds of spiritual experience. So I started having all these hallucinations, hearing voices, and one time I was in my room and I heard voices and began to sense the presence of evil.
Show with your host Halifax Ansah Addo on OK 101.7 FM.
So that is it for you. Any amuti a Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams or explaining the ACA Nensa. What is fingers? Is that also Nensa? Nensama. Nensat. Obviously Nensanti. I'll be saying Nensama. And say the end of
the finger.
Nensam. Safo, what are fingers in tree? Okay, Obi asking Nensamba. And see, Papa, yeah, Archbishop Bakompe, the father, the pioneer of charismatic movement in this country, explaining the ACA Nensama Minsano in Hobium. Enye armed robbery. Into omo can say, oh no, armed robber, and omochino, and I my name's omo mochi no mukika in sao, or mutual free o, or mo buna and sunny yelaya or my name. Or see several years ago, or see any be one as some. A year sum bonin and in no casa. Say on saw candle, and also a candle. And I in the country and I say, on no fan in some mammy and son, on fan share a janum. Or see, only when I come and say, and near me see, a ni bonio, but on to me resist it. Baby warriors. Oh, mammy, baby warriors. Ampo. On to me resist it. Into the name Sano share janum. And the Jana started to say, and she and samba no baako, ne shiko. No see soon some no asonano into on to minky came. Into your who say, a jano shinin sasa. Kumo, a shinin sasa. Mojaba. Dompenu pai. A yenny ya. On to minky came. On to me zinin sanon so free a janum, and a she means sano. Kojo to until edu bebia on noa who say, after the mean to mebium, and no came again as she meo, and then obiti. Omo buy and also while locking the ponono, they have to break the door and rescue him, send him to the hospital. Or the hospital for several months. Or what die no crana susumbe abeshe no I say Johnny biom no machi no hey. A long tip from Dominion TV. Dominion TV belongs to the Action Chapel Church in Siomana on the so it's a very authentic take. That is a soft Dominion TV. And then it was through that and an Indian woman be man tracked. You know, in those days, Nyanya Christo, Nyamia some your trouble, small tracks, leafless. So these days, somewhere jai. Somewhere jai. And come on, Mama, now you're folding me and Nyamia same woman, now I saw an address, one at she. You could even write, and they will send you Gideon's Bible, name wine. Okay. That was how he gave his life to Christ. And then one thing led to the other. He traveled to Archbishop Benson Dahuse's church, and then one thing led to the other. And then he came back to Ghana, started his own church. And almost all, if not all, of the charismatic movements, sprang from the seed Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams planted. Having said that, let me repeat again, I don't want to be a hypocrite to say that a Socrates Safo, any councillor Lutros, no more call fast as I'm no buy. Because me so mati say be more kase na oye am robber. But me tea free or no anano. The metie free na no. Eno na ya boy. My yembo bium, then me ma me penny for aquaba. Na me so mo kra den no mo kwa ya e dey we nyina ba. One e smile.
So I started having all these hallucinations, hearing voices, and one time I was in my room and I heard voices and began to sense the presence of evil. And it was like I was overpowered by evil presence. And I could hear them. But I didn't see, but I could hear them. And then a voice said to me, in those days we didn't have standby generators and any of those things. So when your light went off, you lighted a candle. So I had a candle and a match in my room. So the voice said, light the candle. I did. And he said, place your right palm on the flame. And it didn't make sense, but it was as if I could not resist the power of the voice. And so I placed my right palm on the flame, and that is the result of this. I could see the flesh, opening up and the bones popping out, and blood was all over the place. My lips were sealed, but I couldn't resist the command. And my hand was on the flame, and my hands was roasting on the fire. And after a long time, the pain was unbearable, so I screamed and I shouted, and I think the security heard and called for help. So they came and broke my door, and when they came, took me out, all the fingers were gone. And I ended up at the hospital for 4 months with all kinds of procedures and things to help me, and I will run out of the ward. They have to arrest me, bring me back, put me in chains, inject me to get me to be calm, to sleep, and I was having all kinds of spiritual experience.
Anyway,
so I started having...
that is the voice for you one more time. Nene benete akwakuye me bra panyin ma sha papayas mfie bebre ayadwuma na yenka nokre nhyerade ani onyam wo hye nene asiyadwuma na siyadwuma yede papa time am share na se no nim se se wasesa na but time am share na se yadwuma no wankata hwe so otai bie bribia so wa de kire me na mensua edwuma no USM Troni wa edwuma ewo media houses be brave from Chronicle to Daily Guide to News on to Publisher. They say they were retired from active journalism, domestic journalism, or a consultant on Ghanaian culture, or free ada any krobo, on pen kwadan kwada, or kenokre, or ye bemeku penyin. Ewana sorry. Or kenokre. Nene mo kwaba.
Me just Halifax.
Pastor Boko dear.
No, Bibi Boko.
Yep.
I hope and pray Mike no be clear because it's been 3 weeks now. I'm for afra. I must say, kasa enye clear outside. So I hope say.
Enye kasa pe ye bonyum kra enye clear.
Yeah.
But
into your mark can.
I must say obi infa nsa be come train Jeffy nti ma menka ma no nto.
Okay. So I hope say
but enye say makashwe but sometimes say yehi.
Yeah, so
first, no more see you because me nim fidie mo no eno nti na tai basa still me nim ana. I didn't know be young. Anyway, can you mark aba?
Yo, Charlie Hali.
I grab some of bet you am bet you.
The weekend was smooth and I think say There's nothing special apart from Joe Biden really wants them, but
okay. What's
Ghana, it is more or less like a microcosm of the Ghanaian politics. Baby, I
that is if Kamala Harris wins the
that
primaries.
Is if Kamala Harris wins the nomination. Kamala Harris. That is if she wins.
So it will now be an incumbent vice president challenging a former president.
And it will be interesting, but whichever way it goes, when you say Kamala Befadi, Abefa nominations, now so far, whichever way it goes, Trump will be the loser for it. I mean, more or less. So the loser in political commentary say or we need or bitima minu kra. Now I'm for Bekan say she's just a wife beater. In 2016, right? Obama, General Democrat, Hillary Clinton, and not any beating. 2020, a Democrats go for Bema by Joe Biden. One thing, in 2024, almost like for Obama. You don't can say, we need to say, so Bema and buy and going to me. You know that kind of
No. That will sound chauvinistic. That will sound sexist. That will sound,
well, whichever way it sounds. But Biden is also a great guy because he's entangled in what I would personally describe as the irony of political aging. When he was 29, he stood and won as the youngest senator. The general public say he was too young to lead. It was for a coin be so marketing it be money transfer for 1 year until he was 30 before he took up the job. And then of the president here there. What the senator for 36 years for Delaware. And then of the president here. You see he's too old to lead. So at the point he was too young to lead, and then at the point he's too old to lead. He's an interesting character, but I think American politics, twisty AI, to say DNA, we'll see how it goes.
That is Nene Beneste Aku. Okay. Councillor Lutrots, Reverend Doctor. Cyril Cassiston, George Lutrots, Moakwaba. The man with the most popular phone number in this country.
0277-609-644. Tonga Tali.
The ginger honey chips seller.
Makbe. Oda jifu beko, omusueton beko, omishin woi beko, makbe ginger honey chips. E chake masuba. Nani musuguso.
Mbabo chake udanji fu kono rielo jugba. Oda shakbeko. I got you.
Anyway. Udo wala chwe ba fa. Sadi baba mami. Inya go betwe.
Anyway, I'll come back in.
Yeah, no, Charlie walk on here. Bibia the dean manya go pardon. I mean, the weekend has not been too busy. It was a very memorable one for me on Saturday. Saturday happens to be Kofi Adoma Wawani Kofi TV in the birthday, and the wife, the king, decided to pull some few friends of ours to go and surprise him with a new edifice for his studio. They have a new studio, man, ultra modern studio with a lot of robotic cameras. They didn't have a surprise. And he offers a good chance surprise. So Saturday anopa, around 10. Near do was a child surprise. And Saturday, one of the big things I did was that activity. If you want to buy entertainment review, me normal things that we call power. So Saturday, the media and answer me senior bar say be I dare me yaka can say Oko bibi or internet so na me PMP na security jira me chain. I see to say yeah trendy to say yeah trendy to say I am I be I boy any A+ mo story na and if game no mo. But Saturday no ene buyer me manko ye bia na ye ho manko na adore ho manko. And this Saturday it's been cool. Trump any Joe Biden assembly emissary na the emissary they say Halifax.
Yeah.
Nene my history ne ama me card the other part. And did you know what happened before me on stepping down? Can you remember?
Mm-hmm.
The introduction of
The debate?
No. Or it was all 20 president, no mistake. What can Putin? You remember?
Oh.
And that's where losing the orientation. This is agro.
In fact, it started from their debates with Donald Trump.
Dang.
They say on Kai Niama one or two.
Yeah, this is memory loss. Be aba.
This is Sabbath.
Oh, last time video of me, he's defecating and he defecated, and the vice president held his nose. I see, say, if the vice president, you know, I know he's sick. I can be so normally video on TikTok say. 1 year born on this agenda.
That's the dirty side of politics. In Africa, they can also get dirty sometimes. Anyway,
Alibaba, me share old video be a chrem bibi say we should watch our utterances.
you share your no casa.
Yes, share no case. Only Miles Morrow.
Miles Morrow, the preacher.
The preacher,
He's an old
the
time
motivation.
preacher.
Charlie,
Yeah, generally.
that strongest man with that strong mind. Or make kiss. Only me say no we.
They be.
Oh, aeroplane mu. Only the wife you know.
Okay.
It's any wife or no any the babako. So mama you know. They crash. But Nasiana go on the video be now or introducing the wife at one of the Caribbean shows where they were whites there. Or say, and I'm here, Israel. I'm here with my lovely wife. The only woman that is able to tame a strong man like this. I love her with everything, and I promise that I would die with her. One kind of bonus, but are you aware that only the evening and your plane crash almost the same day?
Well,
It taught me a different side of words. Me dream bibi. Say ye di ano kan sema ebi wa ye di ye bibi keke. But yen hwe ya no ka say ye. Because truly speaking, life and death lies in the power of the tongue. In this time of politics, politicians, followers, serial callers, yen nyina yen hwe ya no ye.
okay.
Sa happen na meka no.
Yatse, I know can say yebeba subium. Because at the end of the day, if apart from say yenshe I know can say yeah, no, communication has become a bit more, complex than it used to be.
That's true.
Yeah.
Than what we learned.
Yeah, of course.
I think
Anyway,
what we learned, yes, this answer was your friend.
Yanko Yenim, the man himself, Sinichini Penyumpa, or Yejon Sinitri Mwache, or no to me Trasakawa voice and Central Hot Fork. The name is so crazy. Sisia de Oyejuma beyond the return secretariat as a community liaison officer. The name is so crazy. Or your MPP, and he doesn't hide it. He's fought well. When you them the day be brewum, Basika Padie, I feel no be General, your nickname. You know what?
Halifax Pejoso.
Touch of a cordia.
Enya boko sa.
Then you see.
Cause me sua die bi anope ya CCA se ewiase de sabontin sufu benya wa ne be firi onyonkon ane ne kot ba. Ono no nim obotom. Ono no nim se unni hwe a ono ano nim. Ono na be kokko kechira amanfo e wo radio so se sika de unni bi kra.
Ah, now was sika so beka.
Eti for mankaneji mo fanchemi. Safo ba aban we mo no. Wa defendi wa ye dwuma pa na wa nya sika wom. Dwuma wa ye ewo MPP for no de ye se onya no we nya bruso. Nya menshira MPP for se inti so be feel say wo safo bre onya bibria ne pa no wo dada wo ho. Enne mo amoti na no nsem se wenya de ese wonya wom nti obia nkanya ne ho na mo nsua sa na safo osum MPP a enne na koma to ne yani general kafra manka ne ye fa chem
ye
safo min ya mre nche na ndo
mre ne no so
wadamfo MPP
wadamfo ana be ba be yi wa ma se onni hwe
safo se mapa wo cho
min kan se pa me cho me se wo no be ba be yi me ama se me ni
hwe na one body din
was it
we retract your apology. The best host I've ever met. Say one uncle ready. We retract immediately. Yanko yenim uwo bibi. Waya. Wape nyumo here. Ko.
So great stuff for guys. Oh, Ghana had you say how. Uti says Safo was a kausi cow do no betua.
But some sympathy I mean
That was why sometimes say obiko ya do ya. Bompa se ne pa no nko bohu ndevru. Samajete fi wanya ne baby akoi. Say Berima, forgotten his full name. Berima koye no interview. And what the bet to social media say or say here we break akra. And mampenya be the cheko che no sika. And on the two social media. Obi adanika. See budi bi ko budi ka Obi adanika. Sika kakra the same but busy de koche. What's the name of this pastor? I forgot his name. The musician.
No.
Yeah, what's up point? Wow, bo da huru anka. Into about it's just like you've won a lottery. Or would you get adverts pet? Now, say Messi. You
That's you for one for Halifax born in Chenowai. Or madam for name situation, but then since it's not radio, so no come situation.
David, debut.
Halifax.
Me can't say for ye ohieni. Me see wa bre ama party we. Basika pa wa party mu de onye bi.
No so boy.
And I see me boy na me say me can say. Me
attracting.
And I see you.
What you sign? You
sign.
Na onim.
Na we see
enter. Sika free party no musa.
Ani pa na
try. Na party na mama ye na wan kan na obi kan wa usidi.
Halifax. Me patch your voice now boy, you know.
Yeah, okay. So we should start some okay.
Voice now boy, you know. Na me bisa counselor ibi no se no. Ebi a me misa. Na o se ne nsa no ehihye no o tie mu any security no e ba ni aid ana enya sa no kan o kan bibi say
o see initially no omo asona no spiritually into unto me
enkasa mi emole
mi hu say minim say sad na bia ye wo da na
munkum o ti so wo da mu na I saw person sorrow.
Sometimes you are sleeping, you are waking up. Now want to mean. Does it still happen these days?
Oh yeah, it happens.
If it happens even in sexual intercourse.
Oh, it's a load for the
I'm a sex time.
Look at another friend. A friend of Halifax.
He's your friend today. It's not my friend. Okay. So basically, he said initially.
He's not my friend, please.
We are only trending as enemies.
Well, also initial not on to me, Kasa, but at a point, he came and I think. The security also heard it. And then they rushed and broke my door and then came to his rescue.
Who is that security? Where is the security from where?
How should I answer that question?
Oh,
I didn't interview the man.
Because
the man says something. We've played a voice. We asked him that the security from where. It could be a gate man. It could be...
Okay.
But in any case, what is the relevance of the question?
Can say, is it the sister because me share naibi me play? Also me play be Williams or no Nicholas. Minimum social play now, and they dramatize the way I didn't know. You see, I didn't say a share a candle nimono, and it was an emotional scene. Yes, I watched it, and it was so.
Yes, I understand. So I want to know the relevance of your question: security from when? What?
Oh, let me person me who just say what was happening, because the mentioning of a security. I want to know what was happening. That's all. You may not know.
Do you know?
No, I don't know. So I can't say my sister or my mother or my brother heard it. So I want to know. Oh, and the security head. Was he a pastor by then? Because when he became a pastor.
No, he wasn't a pastor by then. He was a young man.
And you live in a house with a security. So how affluent were you?
Safo, do you know that I have security in my house?
I know you.
And how affluent am I? Now security, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. How much has security?
Okay.
Anyway,
let's
Safo, any lutrot. We then cover papa didn't say what can send be an aye he what does it say me name was out?
Okay, Bacho, me by TV, me by program.
Maybe you start with me, it's better.
Oh, okay.
Safu should start with you. Or
No, you start with me, yes.
Well, send me about Nipa me. Safu,
because Safu was just a backing vocalist in a negative way, and he has come into the scene. So
now
I'm the main cast.
Papa, who him book look of far and the lyrics say woman could papa pay.
Me that say, I should phone you for main sang engineer fidi kesi tsunami nkase. GhanaCelebrity.com, Chris Vincent, any the boys, and now the management team are mutual stories man. I think the editor is called Mauli. I will even give you some if you want to call him to get that clarification. I'll be very honored if you want to do that. Papa na or can as a media guy be can say 14-year girl beast or da any channel. And the channel na many me interview and be some na it's wrong for him to do whatever it is your channel. But indi. But the other side na say the prosecution witness ebe boa ma case na ko nanim pa. And I me can say enkrofon so a ayanyum a omde abo na me ye kronfo na me ye widi ni nyame agimi o obi o ma testimony wa so abonyum nyina nso omo nso de say confession a Christo di obejo but the law must take its course and deal with you na me kan section 101 me kan nyina tom we na me kan na me jato ho and na dey ask the sample say akoi wakopa asema ma ne ho e wo na no asem eti nyina ye hwe ya no asem nka manka bi anhyem se me kai dem say Thursday me wo ho na page ni so kosi abwagire 2 page ni so page ni headline story no
as an entertainment review page no
yeah page no
oh ka say mo yimi afiri nka
oh
and so what page no so say
page no so and a headline say Archbishop Duncan William should also be arrested. Dash. Councillor Lutot lashes Ghana police. I can send you the flyer. And me who am me who you know? And I'm beside and say, hey. And your friend I'm say, bra, now wait for him.
But obi sa wine.
Cause waji.
Okay. Because I want to WhatsApp page and also. And
only 2 WhatsApp page man can't share in the first place.
Okay.
Me who story I'm say, now headline be and I'm ignoring. And channel frame say.
Brakwesi na frame.
Brakwesi frame say. Story where we obepese ye be di hu enkomo. And son says, and I'm say wanya video na ka ho ana. And Halifax. Adia ba kwa mesua and Socrates will be part of that particular initiative. Baby ametena bia we dey me record me ho. Even if it's against your editorial policy, I record myself. If I record myself, I leave the studio for you. Based on the last time sa issue is here, sa rape issue is here, I'm a care about say obi be record me. Say na Abrante, I stop this thing. But me say if you there. One crime say there are times for recording when my friend said, "Aliade we if you want to any because it was short."
Go straight to the point.
I'm saying say enuntin what saved me was I have a recording of what I said while the news item was going on.
Okay.
I also have a recording of what I said on TikTok. Under no circumstance did I ever mention Duncan Williams in my conversation.
It was my next question to you.
Mambo Duncan D, and I'm telling you before God and my clerical, this is the first time I'm hearing the story of his fingers.
Oh, really?
I swear on my clerical as a man of God.
You've been praying too much. You don't listen to the backstories.
I have never heard anything because I look at him and what I see is Obi Asebio or what disability, but has led us to where we are today. That you cannot talk about charismatism where you don't can Williams if you.
It is impossible.
And he's not a super fit. Onye be too much. I go to him. I don't have clearance to go to Archbishop. Me kasani obo da isi ya ministry. Ba.
And see one pony ding.
It's no asma me kind. It's not within the context.
One pony ding cry.
I have not. Me, the video is there. You can play the audio. I can send it to you. Play. Kofi Addo na your interview.
Yeah, Kofi Addo.
Yeah, Kofi Addo. So me interview Angel TV, Angel FM, and Kofi Addo. It was also on TV.
Okay.
Now me so me TikTok. Yes, our discussion also. before Kofi Adoma, there was a drive time on May Tuesdays. It was the same staging, and so we discussed it.
Okay.
I'm
so on Kofi's program, on Angel, on your TikTok,
I have never. I don't know the story. It means I don't know until today. You play this, meaning it's you're sending me a kind of story anywhere now. See, or the media and your friend was you, your friend there, Moses Fuamuni and every day. Our line so on any didn't comment in Misumin TB, and I'm the air kind. Mikotia, the Omo and Merasem Ninyama. No, say counselor, our story be a P. And I'm done as I say, Medana say, pa for story now a P. Now, Medana say, and I'm say, oh, Medana say very, very much, but story now a P. I want to issue a disclaimer immediately. And the immediate disclaimer, they say, I have not said this anywhere. I reported, I have not said this anywhere. I have not even mentioned the name of the guy. So immediately, no credit say, me friend Chris Vincent.
That is the owner of the website.
Ghana said, me say, brah, family, they are family. Then you actually mean can't baby. There's no video attached to this one. And I don't want anything. I stand by my word, but what I've not said, you can not report it. And me can't happen or say, okay, brah, I'm sorry. About one of the errors. And immediately know the editor in my mommy. Mauli. So once he gave me the editors, now I can say the story be okay. And I'm a friend, I'm saying this and this. No, so no so friend I catch and I'm saying Charlie me cancer. But be a cut in the anyway. On police story no immediately. This is what I told him. Chris, I want the story pulled down. Number 2, I want them to report on the same phone site with my picture that they didn't ask my permission, and report that I have not said anything like that against Archbishop Dr. Williams. And if you want to say what I said, me tape no share the mekai. Number 2, he should also write and report, apologize to Ghana Police Service. I have not lashed them. I only commended them for doing the arrest and told and say. Sorry, them your confession way now we're breaking law now. So I didn't lash Ghana Police Service. So only sa story in feel. Me kind na crazy on in Bekasa. So because she sampa ye na me go share no. Halifax when you wouldn't do
this I will control.
Okay, yeah, editing. No, you feel or San Kate the first one. Councillor Litrot lashes Ghana Police, blast Ghana Police Service. Now my friend say, Mauli, I thought your boss said he was telling you to put the story down. I re-edited what he said. I said, I have not said this too. So I got very furious with him. I said, Charlie, I don't know your age. I don't know who you are. I don't know which animal you look like. No, I told him, I'm repeating my words.
But that was an insult.
No, because your boss told me, said, pull the story off. You are denting my image. What animal are you? So this was my reaction.
Don't repeat this.
No, I'm saying this is my reaction.
Your reaction.
And I recorded it.
Your reaction was
very, very hard because your boss told you, counselors on cancer.
Okay, you move on. So then.
And I have a relationship with him. I don't want to man it. When you no call your editing, I'm saying, my friend be on many ma. And I feel like police story in the out. I say, what police story in the outer? What I demanded was a rejoinder. Say the same font size, the same writing. Let everybody see the post that counselor never said that. Or catch him straight on the phone. Say, I know dear. He wouldn't do. And I spoke to a lot of people. I even called your phone. And you say, whatever happens, I am being kakra beyond. So I called Chris again. No, so So based on that, I didn't want to go anywhere. But me buy na me be kind. Right away, I'm on Saturday. I was on discussing and me pa hon cho say. Enya me enti nkrofo na ye na me gina so apa cho say me dia kopia. The otro sakrache no. Edom enim san. And it's definitely because my name is strong. Somebody will use it to write what they want to write. And I'm a pa hon cho man. And we did everything. But me kofa internet me type it. Duncan Williams and Robert. Me type it on me picture ba. Secret picture ba. We are the first trending. Say yes, arrest Duncan Williams because he's an armed robber. That's the headline. Air trending. I'm telling you, that's what is trending.
Yes, that is why I'm asking you to.
And I have never mentioned his name. It will not be part of my story.
But why are you limiting this to Ghana celebrities? Because we type here, any Ghana celebrities pay na story in the wall. It was several other websites.
Oh no, and no true story no.
and omwa kanu fire.
Because onwa go trust story and go be anfa.
Okay.
So do the needful.
Pampa se won cancer, wumbo papa idea. Jama, which raw rejoinder maum?
On Troy, or so on Troy.
Baby. Unknown to me, Troll rejoinder.
Okay.
The best he can do is to retract and apologize.
Okay, so sorry, then I'm using the wrong word.
No, I said,
Thank you. So I'm using the wrong word. So what I demanded was
a retraction.
Retract and apologize. Not even to me. I told him, me, Judge Lutrot, where I am, I can do any wrong thing. So don't apologize to me. But let's find a way to apologize to Archbishop Duncan Williams and the church. Because what you have done, even though we're pulling it out, somebody has captured and will use it.
And source it to that particular website.
And source it because he wrote a story around it.
Okay, so he says you are alleging he told you in the face he will not retract.
I'm not alleging. It's on tape.
And he will not apologize.
He says he will not apologize. He will not retract. The Obeyan said, if I don't want anything, he will pull it. So immediately I was talking to him, no, called delete the wako re-editing now, and yes, I can.
Did you write a rejoinder to them?
No.
Why?
Based on conversations with people I spoke to when the thing happened, the first thing they said is, once I only Chris Akasano, obey the needful. And I was really calm because me can't know the editor in my mommy. What was
he was very cooperative.
So once it's cooperative, I didn't want
respect.
to escalate myself. Me better me say so the pay maybe too much.
Yes, but now after the facts, you are alleging on live radio and saying your allegation is backed with a video evidence.
Yes, it's a live on TikTok and
where
Facebook.
The editor told you he will not retract.
Yes, it's live on Facebook and TikTok.
He will not apologize.
Yes.
And he has no evidence you said what he claims you said.
Yes.
Yes, he says he will not retract.
Yes.
After the facts, I thought you are entitled to write a rejoinder which they are obliged to publish.
Okay, then I'm learning that now. So I will do exactly that.
No, Paddy, it's not now that you are learning.
Oh, no.
Maybe you were waiting for time because
no, I was buying time
because I'm sure
every
you know.
Conversation going around with me is Nyemanini. If I say Fenoko.
Yes, but for the records.
And that is what is the, so then they said, oh, radio have done what? But when I saw the post between me and Sogrezafo, I called Chris back.
You may explain on other platforms, but that is not where the conversation originated from.
Okay.
In fact, there are some media houses scrap were ethically, we will rejoin that bureau. Momakacha will say, ye. And I yet throw as a
okay.
So we cannot correct the impression for you. Go there.
Okay.
So maybe. Then how does Socrates come into all this matter then?
So within the conversation, then this grandfather.
It means so it means the MPP near why you Socrates for you. Now or entertainment review.
Not the review, no so.
So that will be a Tuesday, right?
What Thursday?
Thursday. Some Thursdays we are Tuesdays.
Thursday.
Okay.
And we and maintain radio because now me.
Just say we dey say our phone so.
Yeah, frame of phone.
Okay.
And I'm a kind, but I repeated myself say me cancer.
Okay.
And my kind we. But me we and later Saturday and I'm go who say na nya better sa. Sana Socrates to go in and go can be. Or had them can your kind. And I call Daniel say. But when you go on the internet, I am me. Any Socrates say yes, see young coaching Archbishop Duncan Williams because okay. Say it again. I will do the rejoinder, especially now that you brought my notice. And right today, I will do what is the needful and still maintain relationship. However, I am saying that to all of us, that I want to say, I want to apologize on behalf of whoever wrote, Mauli and his team, and whoever is publishing it, and say it to Archbishop Duncan Williams and the whole church. And any other lover of Archbishop Duncan Williams, that I have never mentioned his name. He is not in my conversation. This story is false. It has never been said by me. They have no backing. It was just somebody's own intuitive initiative, whether to tarnish my reputation or to want to have anything against him. I can't say why, but I want to apologize that my name has been used. And may I apologize to them. Whatever this have caused, they should delete me from it. Any action they want to take, they should go ahead. The tapes are available. But for me, I'm sorry, whoever thinks I said that, I have not said that. I won't say that. It's not within my conversation. Thank you, Halifax.
But I'll be surprised, say, a journalist would just get up and based on nothing, just put words in your mouth that you mentioned this man's name and said A, B, C, D, and still go ahead and say that it's but of course there are other avenues available to you where you can still.
Thank you. I'll use it honestly. I mean, I'll use it. I called you actually, but it was it was
Thursday.
Immediately when it happened, even Saturday, I tried calling your line. I needed immediate advice. That's what, unfortunately, and I felt bad. You know why I felt bad? I needed a senior journalist, old
like
man,
Nene.
and I looked through my number. I don't know how I store your name. In the store where. Yeah, because everybody was trying to advise and I wanted to.
When I work as we don't know each
We
other's
don't know
house.
each other.
You don't even have his number.
We don't even know even houses. So when Anwaba comes here and you call me, check police on me.
Anyway, General.
Ben.
Yeah.
What is happening? We are doing pass anyway.
Oh, Halifax.
Yes.
It's me baby. Archbishop Duncan Williams. The first time he won in person, concerts na National Theatre drama no. And
you mean a theater performance called Nicholas?
Called Nicholas.
Concerts, yes.
Okay. Sorry. That's the first time.
Oh yeah. Anyway, go.
Okay. Halifax.
Yeah.
So we came on the program on Thursday, and as usual, topic the two. It's in the direction was on Papa na Yafano. And Moses, for many, man, the side of the law. And it was so technical. Now, somewhere along, it came up, say, councillor, so Ako can say, and yes, Adia, Yenchi, Duncan Williams. And Obabe Chirichiri Musewa cancer. So during my time, then I came in to say, well, based on near Moses, I'm on the law, in that case, even if council and cancer, now it is so. What am I saying?
Minty was here yet. Minty was still.
Even if councillor and can say Duncan Williams should be arrested because he was an armed robber, said no much wrong, no. What am I saying?
Minty.
Then, but it is true, say Archbishop Akasa, including other pastors in Swa, Omutimi Babeya confessions be. Then the law must also extend to all of them. That is what I said. Because we were talking law, technicalities.
Yeah, but to say class 1 teacher.
Yes.
I don't know where class 1 teacher. Shout out to all class 1 teachers. I'm arbitrary.
Auntie Dora.
Me class 1 teacher. Answer na Obama was submission. No.
Yeah.
Na councillor Kasa atremu say on cancer.
No cancer.
Okay,
Yes.
so you were now speaking at a time you were aware.
Yes.
Say Papa Noah can say the basis of the conversation is fictional.
Yes.
Minkasa.
Minkasa.
Good.
Okay.
Then your submission was that say Councillor Lutrot nkasa mpoa. Say no krese Papa na kasa. Yenchino.
And asofo, I was basing it on confessions in the church.
Okay.
When we say I'm on 40 me back confession time, and you have pastors also who come and they
Sir, many opening say ubenya butre.
yeah.
And I mean
Okay.
to say as we just say we are class 6 teacher, now we are French teacher. So I want to understand the context in which you spoke. There nobody is entrapping anybody. I just want to get it clear.
Yeah.
You are saying that Omobisa when we see okay, Councillor Ababeka. I can say Minkasa. But what Patre say Councillor Kasao. On Kasao. No crese asɔfoɔ bebree adonsofoɔ bebree tumi ba was bɛka sɛ o berɛ bi a ɛtwam no medi bɔne sei nti sɛ obi bɛ confessi bɔne bi a nipa no di in the past the law can still go back and say come did you say 20 years ago you were a serial killer? Who did you kill? Is that your submission? Okay. Papa Duncan Williams being free.
A free conversation now, a free counselor or earlier no.
That's a counselor can say.
And I can say Halifax Ansah, because the moment a basano, what did I do? I Googled.
You Googled what?
Counselor Lutrot armed robber. I was an armed robber. Hey, Dr. Duncan Williams.
So what happened on your? Was that taxi driver?
No.
Or there will be 5 o'clock.
If it happens.
Okay, there will be 5 o'clock. So calm down. 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Into the moment.
Today.
Yeah. Oh.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Okay. Hello, Bosobami Jonah Mene. Okay.
Yeah. So I just Google.
Look for it. If you don't understand the code, stop shaking your head.
No, but when you say bonso, Bami Jonah, bonso,
Jonah Bami bonso,
Emi Jonah. Gavier mo kake bonso, Emi Jonah. Wagbuke bi ashen. Koda kwe. Otutu ye at.
So when I Google, then it pop up. I was once armed robber, Peace FM, a pop-up app. So now the thing has shifted from counselors' angle, which he has
distance
himself, and yes, I don't
denied,
yes,
rebuffed, rebutted,
exactly,
challenged.
So the moment I saw it online, then I moved my unit. Say, well, there are a lot of pastors or makasa say, oh, I was once this, I have done this, I have done that. What am I saying? That's all. Now, send your mekano say no ababeto just say papa na nkasa and all these your friend is saying publications no so their manner. Whom am I? I did not conjure it. I did not invent this from anywhere. I only based my comments on what I saw, which has turned out not to be true. For me, I think this is where my whole issue is. Because Thursday, I would not have even gone there. No. So now it has come up. Even all the winning now, it has been taken down. The story has been taken down. Maybe they've realized that it is not true. Me, I also base my idea on it, which has turned out not to be true. Halifax. On that note, if we have to apologize, I said on Saturday, 1,000 apologies. Because my comment was based on something that was published falsely by your friend is saying, which maybe they have also seen and they have taken it out. But
Socrates, let me help you. Socrates, let me help you. The reason why I'm helping you is that if you remember the conversation on Saturday, Stiga, is that the name?
Yes.
Made a lot of assertions about you. Okanyama bebre. And I am oribatai.
Yeah.
That is what brought your issues up because Stiga idea no so kan no. I call flag idea to say who
and
what confirm say who
aha.
Unim say nesi. And I say deal with that one too. And there are two stories na running this year. They see what Peace FM and at the boy ne kan e wo Neat FM no. And ti bi ni cast over ko honso na wa clear honso ho. But 1,000 apologies in there. Eko.
Yeah. Intino me pacho asembia me kan no. It was based on what I came across on Peace FM online in Bope, and I think say they have redrawn it, which maybe they have also seen say it is not.
But it's not on what they say I have said.
No. No. Because when you said it and you clear it, I checked and I saw something which it has come up say they have taken it down. That means they have seen say it is not true. So mo boa means me boa. Is that clear, Halifax?
Yes. No, it's clear, but you based your submission on reports online. And you've mentioned a credible website.
Yeah.
So say Peace FM there. Then
Yeah.
But later on say Peace FM I used to in every. That is interesting. Very, very interesting. And because on my year free hono, you are also retracting the entire submission.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense, and I respect you for that.
Yeah.
A fresh publication of a libelous statement is equally liable.
Oh, okay.
We made a battery more, mebre. So be koka asembia egu obi hofi. And I also oko repeat is asem na. Also we go ne pa ne hofi. But this is not to blame you. Because as I said, me so matete.
Yeah.
But mintin free nano. Now, me can't worry. Intro mo say mintin free nano. And then messages started coming. Highly we can send the video. The man said that. I insist. And so be sending me video. Say papa na confess say why yes I refuse to believe it. I will say yes. There are rumors there are speculations there, but it's not for anybody can fall into that trap.
Oh yeah.
Because sometimes you're on radio, BBC, and when you run a Google search, information and be popping out.
Yeah.
And not now would it be you rise would be would it be rely on say be a research kakra why. It is some information no call you wronger. And here you are in a good design.
Quick one, Halifax.
Yeah.
Who say I'm surprised say I didn't answer no. I copy Duncan Williams' side, because the import of the conversation that day, was on your radio Sukasa.
Say no.
The name. You can't say a software be
me about Sada no Papa Duncan ding.
Yeah, because I know the bar up first.
Needing a tom paper.
Okay. Because even church members on the confess.
Church member friend was saying.
Was it there?
Such church member your friend was saying.
And it was around where Obiako Chose Mimi said Duncan Williams. So once you escalated it,
no trendy dada.
Okay.
And then you also come and say Sadia, then Yenchi on
because the name made about even religious side.
Etinaka mekaya ya say councillor say on cancer no. Nega ka me nko anka
Anyway.
So anka bi bia bi.
Nana Benete Akwako. You've been very quiet, listening to them and taking notes. Ube free.
Me free. Lutrot.
Okay.
We bought tape na. We can't be beer. A yellow fee, Now I was putting down a few things.
Okay.
But Lutrot back I say it's not true. On can't be bizarre. It took the wind a little bit out of my sail because osi on cancer.
Osi on boni
dinkra. We are still wondering how a journalist can do that, as to whether he said something similar and the journalist misconstrued it to mean says I don't know.
Because
but
has a way of showing bias for pastors.
Yes.
I'm like,
let me say on record, sorry. Because Awaji played my audio, my video, no extracting no boy, and there was nothing like that.
Nothing similar. Fine. That said, I think we'll leave it at that. Let me also add, say, what's your friend Amazon, right? Your friend say, Mauli. Or friend, no, I can't train say, enye nokre. Now he's not happy. They should put relationship aside. And when they on cancer into on young free Halifax, merely saying it is also a rejoinder. A rejoinder is simply a sharp reply to an incident you've been named in. It is a tape no ho. So catch no say enye nokre on cancer into on young free. It is equally a rejoinder. Just say normally, you know, you say you're home in black and white, say what truck or man, and that's what they expect. Say, just say what truck at the bremi. But what from you can't me? It is legally part dear. It is a rejoinder already. But you can still go ahead just to add to it.
But the funny part is he said to me that I've been talking about people. So why when they write about me, I'm asking. And I say, talking about people. And I'm saying, is it my first to write about me? If I say anything, I stand by it so that you can write.
We'll come to you. Nene, thank you.
Yeah, but he still wants to add more meat to it, to the bones. Now, fine. I mean, you can still write to them. But I
agree with you totally that say, well, once what you be who some wafafo natural will say, dear, what can you know? If I mimi ho, if I mimi view we shim,
okay,
a rejoinder. I agree with you, but in his case, no, on case my view push him, he brought us version and said it is false, it is fabrication. You are dragging me into a place where people will start to drag my name in a very negative way, and then retract it, or see on yet. I felt say or no try. It's and even if it is not published on that same website now, others will pick it up anyway.
Oh, okay.
And it will be there for the records.
For the records, okay.
You get what for the records. Will be able to circulate to say officially no. Watch said this is it. That was based on the advice.
Okay.
Because the person is not cooperating at this point.
At this point,
so
bravado be a yes, I
know. Okay.
You can threaten me. You can threaten me. Yeah. I
don't know. So why have you done? You can't threaten. You can't threaten me.
Oh, you can't threaten me. Yeah.
Okay.
You can't threaten me. Sometimes we overstretch the responsibilities of a journalist. And if you say everything, but that's okay. Safo Dienuna. Nanka me bisama say. I don't know why he jumped. He went into that terrain. So beside say, Oti say we look at say what distancing who free na also Oti. So I don't know why he still went into that slippery area. No. Say osu kan sampoa obia waka bibisa dan. I don't know the linkage. I'm still finding it difficult to, but okay, please.
Moses be expanded conversation. No? The conversation was not.
I know that we're suffering. He will waste 15 minutes.
Okay.
Listen. The linkage is this. Are you listening, Nene?
Yeah.
That the krinkum was that the Ghana Police Service atun san frɛ obia wababe confess say mrebi atwem no medi bone bi na saa bone no ye wo mra ese wodi uya say na ebe ye on ka say na medi saa bone no because mrebi atwem and asafo see enye onope na waba out ababe kan say mrebi atwem no medi bone say ni say se ni ba bebre ka na omuka Oma adene yet to say, wudi boni etia on mine. Wuji Yesu, se wajin kwa. Jesu awaji no. It exonerates you from punishment of the crime you committed. I think that is the angle it was coming from.
And I'm
saying, look, Christ may forgive
that
you.
Far.
Salvation, go to your heaven.
That far.
But if you are committing a crime and confessing that 10 years ago I was a murderer, I was a this, I was a that, and it is true, said there are many pastors who have given such confessions.
I agree. I agree. I understand you.
The linkage.
Yes, I understand you. I understand you in that light. Now, even if I were Safo, I would still ask a question like that. Say, Yachi Obi si waye boni. Some years ago, Onwaka, na Yachi no say yes, adia. Omwaka or testimony to say Nyamia Jimmy, my yesi no. What are we doing to them? That far there is okay. But I will be saying say, Papa no diana.
I see
a honor. Yes, she can cry. No, me see that one. But fine, I'm not accusing you. Me, I will equally ask that question. Say, I didn't police force. Say, Sana Mubechi Obi Awaye Idia. And the Munkochi Womo can say, Omabe Jena property, so I can say, my yes. And it's a question. It's a fair question to ask.
So, but his foundation was faulty.
Yeah,
because he was relying on stories out
there.
That
is not
say,
true.
Say me Google like what say Osia
yes.
It was say ebisa no po say obi aka e wo media mu and now ebisa no say media atwe asan wo na wo hangi ho
back to tape boy
wo na wo hangi
me na me
I mean see and now ebisa someone say what is your basis now or see media were here media agani
media have followed that
media no munyani you
start away
Oma drop my headlines ni bibia o but the main story no ma drop they both rendered an apology.
Let me tell you a story and I will remember. So this thing me nka be mu oh wonim the here once upon it there was a company called Halifax Checkpoints owned by a rich man called Joe Watson. They print checks. Then you remember Checkpoints security printing company.
Yeah.
And then Raymond Archer's Enquirer wrote something about checkpoints. What Raymond wrote, Obiatro. And a checkpoint, you Raymond Archer. I say, Davy, Minty wa baby, I minty wa wano. I remember very well. Raymond was like, no, we killed the story from here. We killed the story. I said, Davy, minty wa wano. Into the working. Action Chapel can come and say, Osafo, yeti wa wano.
But I have apologized.
I mean,
and was wrong.
And I say, well, minty wa wano, minty wa baby. Anyway,
into Duncan Williams angle aside, you know, you share the police where the story actually generated
where
from.
The story came from.
Where the story came
and
from.
The what is the word? The submission doesn't make sense. I mean, is it right? They all can answer woman.
Oh, say generally, no dear, there is nothing wrong. Generally, no dear, it's right to ask such a question. Say, police for at you be. You see, what I know is that if the police were to be already investigating an incident. Now, I mean, they virtually hit the wall. Now say, Obi can be beer. Then they can now invite you.
That's cold case.
It's a cold case, now a code.
Yeah.
It's no. Say, Obi can be bisadia. They can now invite you. Say, hey, yeah, investigation be dada. Yes, Obi Akuobi. Obi Akuo MPB. Yeah, hitting wall. It is a work of can be beer. Then you are a person of interest. You can help us. But say if the case is not under investigation, Obiko can say, Mimi can only account Jesus. Yes, I should come and answer. The death of Jesus is not being investigated.
Oh, Nene, Davy, you see, you are not being fair
to the police,
to yourself, and to me. Who call my example? I don't about Jesus thing. Foul Mike man, Johnny, you should have said, so because now, baby, I can say, oh, me, maybe a criminal, ye kunga kwadabi, and na ye ni a funono, cause share haniha, ya bonny weeping. We'll see him put this in front of because Omo investigati akwadabi a yakunoda. You are confessing to a crime. And either we are aware of that crime or not, you've told us of a crime, you should help us with better and further particulars.
Crime what police for same.
No, there do not need to be a docket on a crime.
Go ahead.
At all before we invite you. You are telling us that you committed this crime. A crime that we did not know of. A crime that if we had known, we would investigate. Now we know. So we must investigate.
Halifax me ban was a late kakra councillor ba first na me need lawyer tiki ejina nim ho the same year the near so
say and what was lawyer's position?
You see
I was on your position.
And lawyer was on an exposition.
You see, if you take that line, if you go on that line, then you are also not helping Safo's case. Because, for instance, still, is he justified in thinking aloud? Say, na police for I didn't know arrest Obi. Obi, I can't say, no more arresting. No. That means you are not, because I agree with what Safo's position. I will equally ask that question. Say, police for
I'm rather agreeing with Safo.
So, but the tangent you took,
no. My tangent is that they have the right to invite the man for two reasons. Good. One, no munshe say, no cresa wa every sana. Say no crea. So you come in. Number two, we cannot sit in this country for people to be going on radio and bragging about how they committed crimes. Do you know what would happen? It is going to encourage others. Say, anese papa isi wa fan kwada obi anchi no obeka yikra obi antun sound friend. Means me go fan kwada.
Oh, Debbie
says
Debbie.
Doesn't radio influence people?
Halifax.
When you sit here and say you are supporting Harry Banana's band, didn't people start to name their bands?
What is? You see, say the crime. Police in Ankasa, they shouldn't be swimming in waters or mountain catching fish. No. Because Halifax. Me, I have seen pastors.
Yes.
So
Pastors.
the angle of my conversation. Thank you. The angle of my conversation too within the interview was the celebrities that call for the arrest of the man are being hailed on social media.
Yes, sir. Obi upon Seman.
Someone on Mukase police in Gochion.
Oh, Minjin, they say police no call because
please. I'm saying
so we don't think and can't say a fact. We can't think and not.
I'm saying the celebrities no more calling attention. Say young Cochino. They are being hailed on social media for calling the attention of the police.
Okay.
Halifax.
Yes.
Will this case go anywhere, even though it will teach a lesson? Because just about this morning, Obi Kasano say, "Hey, Mr. Wu, menko kan, emi will
this case go anywhere?
Because I'm saying that because the prosecution witness, if today is Obiya, the level she has risen to, will she go and give herself for these things? And can she be protected? So I'm trying to ask in this case, a sleeping dog, waking them up, cases that you have been following with enough evidence has hitting the wall, like the death of Fennec, like the death of Ahmed Swale, JB Dankwa, and a lot. It has hit in the wall. So if we hear that somebody say JB Dankwa say, Ahmed Swale say, like the way they call A+, but we are not saying why are they doing their work. But one shot, who started precedents beer.
Who to ask you? It was often now. Kai say, "Me man no weed done." They are coaching.
You know that one you better tweet.
Me also have interviews with Gina ho ebe kan say omu kunkum nipa because onim nipa ye kunkum.
Inti nene
no ya chino.
Exactly.
Ya chi say nipa no. Yes. Obi ba be Gina.
How did they end?
The end is not so. You see the fact that you are arrested and given bail doesn't mean
let
the case
them arrest. Yeah. Let them investigate. Yes. If nothing comes out of it, so be it.
Yeah.
But we can't live in a society where people will come and confess their crimes openly and say, okay, say, will be reporting to Yanja.
We are not against the arrest, too.
But you are against which one?
What?
We are not against the arrest. But we say, are we not setting a precedent that will eat us back?
No.
Hold on. Do you support that precedent?
What we are setting?
Yes, please.
No, I don't support it.
So you are against the precedent?
I'm against the precedent they are setting.
So you are against the arrest?
No.
The president is the arrest. And
I am not against the arrest. Look, if the police do the arrest, you know my president I'm talking about. I am
if
still talking
anybody
about
comes
their
and
call.
confess,
No, their call.
oh, ignore their call.
No, that's where my president is.
I call like
No, that's where my president is.
What
That's my arrest.
The little I know is the little, and the little I minimally say.
It's my uncle.
The fact say ya chill. Ni ebisa wasem. Ni enya fact be free ni outcome. Ni amount bail se kono. That doesn't mean asem no wu. In 20 years time. E be a yebenya evidence bi. Ni ehun say no.
When the police say the police for be there. And the omo adwuma e pa o.
Yes, omo adwuma.
I'm telling you because